Alright guys, today is our last day of being infertile.
Your last day of being infertile.
My last day of being infertile.
I'm not infertile.
But our last day, because it's kind of a team effort.
But I'm not
to be
infertile.
That's
but
true.
Yeah, it's true.
So we're here at the International Center for Vasectomy Reversal, which is ironically in Tucson. It was really funny when we lived here. We would ride our bikes past here and drive past here and be like, haha, wouldn't it be funny if we ever ended up there?
No, I'm pretty sure there's a vlog of you being like, never gonna end up over there.
Probably something like that, yeah.
Flicking off the sign, literally.
I didn't flick it off.
I feel like you did.
I wouldn't do that.
You have to find that vlog.
I'll have to find it, because that would be pretty funny to see our reaction to that. So we're here nice and early.
6:48 a.m.
Nice and early to get the balls fixed up. And we'll definitely try to get the doctor on camera. He is like the funniest guy ever. And
He's pretty funny.
this place here is pretty well known around the world.
It's like the best place in the world to get a vasectomy reversal, which is so funny.
I'll show you the map where everybody has come from, because there's been people from all around the world that have come here. And I think Dr. Marks's success rate is like over 95 to 99%.
I think it's 99.5%.
It's ridiculous. So a lot of people that have reversals and they don't work, they end up coming here to get it done right.
And that's all they do here.
Yeah.
And I guess he invented the tool that is used in every single vasectomy reversal, and I think he also invented like this procedure. He's like the best in the world.
He's awesome. So we'll get some stats from him so he can kind of gloat and brag about all the penises that he's seen in his life. But
yeah, it was pretty funny when we came here the first time, because Derek just was standing in the exam room and had to drop his pants, and I'm just staring at his butt for like 5 minutes while the doctor's like feeling his balls, and just he's like, so how long have you guys lived in Tucson? And
he is the second man, well, I guess technically the third man that's touched my balls. So I've touched them, the vasectomy doctor touched them, and Dr. Marks has touched them.
I'm sure your dad's touched them.
Probably, but that's just kind of weird. Let's not talk about that.
When you were a baby?
When I was a baby.
Clean your balls off.
Probably. Anyways, all right, guys, we'll show you inside what's going on there, and I'm gonna be sedated throughout the surgery, so I'm not really gonna be awake. I'm not going under general anesthesia, because that usually complicates things. But probably at the end of it, I'm not gonna be as clear-headed as I am right now.
I think it's just gas, like they give you at the dentist.
I don't know what they do, but he said that I'd be pretty well knocked out cold for a few hours. So here's a selection of the babies that have been born because of Dr. Marks. Cool.
I'm not going to put my hand behind it because it goes through.
Come on, there we go. So here's a map of the United States of Dr. Marks and Dr. Burrows, his clients. So you can see just in the United States there's a ton, but if you look, see how many from around the world. People from Europe, people from Russia, Africa, Australia, South America, obviously Canada and Mexico. And then they got a map of Arizona, because this is a hot spot here.
I don't know. They kind of look like
The babies.
that. They don't look like they're far enough apart to be brother and sister.
No.
Alright guys, we're here with Dr. Marks. How long have you been doing vasectomy reversals?
About 30 years.
Wow. And how many have you done during that time?
Here at this center, we've done more than 6,000 reversals on men from every state in the US and 80 countries around the world.
That's a lot of testicles.
That's a lot of testicles. So if you've done 6,000 guys, assuming most guys have 2, which they usually do, that's 12,000 testicles. But we don't actually see most testicles. We're kind of same neighborhood, different house. We're usually up a couple inches away from that.
And then what kind of drew you into this field?
I have vision issues, and so I always liked expanding things. And so when I was a kid, I was always looking through a microscope, and then I wanted to be a brain surgeon because they look through microscopes, and then I wanted to be a hand surgeon because they look through microscopes. And then when I was doing general surgery up at Mayo, I needed a rotation, so I was doing tubal reversals, and it seemed like lots of fun. And instead of usual medical stuff where you're fixing bad things, this was kind of a fun, happy thing that makes people really happy, like she's smiling now. So that you don't get that when you're fixing people's cancer and stuff. So this was fun.
Aren't you like the best vasectomy reversal doctor in the world?
I would not. My mother would say I'm the best, but actually, I think I'm one of the better ones. We just came back from a conference where I helped teach a special master's course. And if you want, at some point, I'll show you this really cool thing that's out in the hallway. You want to go grab it real quick?
The map?
No, the book. Well, the map is cool,
I already
but
showed
also
them
the book that I just wrote that is not out yet. It'll be out in a month. But it's not the kind of book that people are going to want to see because it's a textbook for doctors that do reversals on how to do reversals.
And what is your success rate?
If everything goes well and the fluid's favorable, we can get 99.5% using the instrument over there, the Mark's Vast Cutting Forceps, which we invented, which actually pushes the success rate way high. And people are using those all over the world, and it's very cool. And of course, you're probably saying, well, yeah, he's going to push it because he makes money. But no, I forgot to ask for royalties. So that instrument is proof that you can be smart and stupid at the exact same moment.
So you are the Vaz guy.
I do a lot of those, and people come here from everywhere.
Awesome. Thanks so much. I'm really excited.
I'm sure you are.
I think I'm even more excited that I found out that I was doing fentanyl today.
We can either do it the standard way intravenously, or as you requested, we could do it up your backside, which I think is kind of weird, but we're flexible. We'll work with you.
And so then you also mentioned that it's done completely under microscope. How many stitches are done?
There are 6 on the inside layer, and then 12 on the next layer, and then about 8 on the next, and 4 on the next, and that's on 2 sides, plus the closing layers. So add another 6, 7, 8 to that. So whoever's really good at math, whoever's going to grow up and be an accountant someday, add that all up, and that's the number we use.
That's awesome. That's crazy. And they're all microscopic.
They're all microscopic. They are a quarter thickness of an eyelash and about as long.
Wow.
So, you want more pictures? I can go get more pictures.
Sure.
So this is the definitive, ultimate, super best ever written textbook on vasectomy reversals. In fact, it's the only textbook on vasectomy reversals. It's going to be out in a month. As soon as I finish my final proofs, it will go to them, and then they'll have it out in a matter of weeks.
That's awesome.
And this is and Springer is the Rolls Royce of medical textbooks. And it's not the kind of book anybody would want to read because it's going to be mostly boring, though there's lots of really cool photos.
Do you have an Amazon link? You can get
I don't, Springer. Springer. Just think Springer, vasectomy reversal testicle, and Marks. And
anyone out there is planning on becoming a vasectomy reversal doctor.
If you want to do your own vasectomy reversals, which would be horribly inappropriate, this would be the book you would want to read and memorize.
The definitive guide.
The definitive textbook on all the techniques that we do with lots of pictures. And it's only like $109, which is pretty good because most textbooks are hundreds.
And then you could make a video DIY at-home vasectomy reversal.
I think it would be easier to do a vasectomy than a reversal because you have to look through a microscope. Okay, so you probably are saying to yourself, are we still a go?
Yeah.
You're probably saying, just how big are the needles? The needles themselves are microscopic. Does the shiny make it hard to see? You can see that the needle, that's fingerprint behind that, so the needles are 70 microns.
Wow.
So they're itsy bitsy. In fact, they're so tiny that if the air conditioning comes on in surgery, sometimes they just get up and float away, which is very challenging. And then you're probably saying to yourself, well, we only have one more question. Just how big is the opening in the vas? The opening in the vas, we put the purple dots on the line so we can maintain orientation. But the purple 0 there, that is the size of the tube where we sew the tubes together. If you look at the top of a penny, it still says, "In God We Trust." The inside of the O is the same size. So it's 1/5 of a millimeter across.
Incredible.
So it'll be fun. You'll be drugged and everything will go well.
He's excited about the drug.
I'm sure you are. As you should be.
All right, guys. So I had the surgery on Friday. Today is Monday. So we're going to do a quick little update on how the surgery went, what we learned, and what we're going to be doing from now on. So the surgery didn't go, I guess, exactly as planned. So what Dr. Marks found when I was completely out of it and he was dissecting me down there is that, what was it? He wasn't able to reattach one of the vas tubes to the testes.
But that happens a lot.
It happens a lot? So what that could mean is that it could be something genetic or it could be a botched vasectomy. So he doesn't know exactly what it means or exactly why it happened, but he was able to reattach one of the tubes back to the
No, it was a vas to vas.
Vas to vas. So he was able to reattach one of them, which is great because you only need one tube going in order to basically have any sperm going through. The other issue that he found was that he didn't find any sperms, no swimmers, in my vas tube. So what normally happens during that surgery, what he does is he will basically extract some of the fluid that is on the testy side of the vas tube. And there's going to be some fluid in there, and there's usually sperm in there, whether they're alive or dead or anything like that. There should be something there, but there's no sperm. So what we think that it is and what he thinks that it is that I just have low testosterone and that I haven't been producing any swimmers. And that could be for a number of reasons, and reasons that we're still kind of figuring out right now.
It could be just from having a vasectomy and like his body just stopped producing sperm. I think he said that he didn't find any blockages, so it was really weird for him to see everything working properly, but there being no sperm. He also said you could be producing sperm in cycles, or that you're just not producing any sperm. So we think it's low testosterone.
We think it's low testosterone.
Because
just from some of the symptoms that I've personally kind of been experiencing, and I didn't really attest it to anything, really.
We never thought of low testosterone.
So like some of the symptoms are obviously like low libido. Another symptom would be just kind of like not having a lot of energy or kind of feeling depressed, which is something that I've kind of gone through most of my adult life. Those are probably the two main things that I've kind of experienced. And since I've had the surgery, Hannah started giving me this one supplement. I didn't even know what it was. And
it's called Tribulus testraris.
Testraris. It's just like a plant extract or a plant supplement.
Yeah, they use it a lot in I always botch this, but Ayurvedic. Is it Ayurvedic?
Yeah, I think it's Ayurvedic medicine.
They use it for fertility and libido.
Yeah.
And it's worked for sure.
So my libido has, over the last 2 days, has just skyrocketed. And something else that I noticed this morning that I haven't really experienced in a long time, I just noticed over like the last couple months, it's kind of been hard for me to wake up and get out of bed and to start going. Like this morning I woke up and I'm like it felt like I already had like 2 or 3 coffees already. Like I just felt really good waking up, and I'm just like, this is really strange. And so then
you start asking me like, what have you been
giving me, right?
And you had morning wood.
And I had morning wood for the first time in a very long time. And I know some of you might think, well, maybe it's like the vegan diet or something like that. And there's been studies done on men who are vegan and men who are not vegan, and their test levels are either the same or the vegan men have higher test levels. So there's a lot of natural ways of boosting testosterone levels through weightlifting, through certain supplementation and stuff like that. And then the other supplement is called Fertilade, which is just to increase sperm count and sperm motility.
But
so I've been taking that as well.
That's just more a multivitamin that has maca and ginseng in it, which are 2 things that are really good for fertility. But another thing that we kind of thought was, like, Derek has never taken a multivitamin in his entire life. And one thing that is really important, or a multitude of vitamins that are really important, are selenium, zinc, iron, and obviously like many others, but like he's allergic to Brazil nuts. I don't think he ever eats anything with selenium in it, like, honestly.
So like I don't eat mushrooms or anything like that. So there could be some deficiencies that I have in terms of certain nutrients in my body, which could be causing it as well. So and then the other thing was that we learned that I had no idea about is smoking weed. Smoking weed is correlated to lower testosterone and lower sperm count. And I've been smoking weed. I mean, I first started smoking weed when I was like 15, 16 years old, and I'm 32 years old now. So that could have played a role not only in my testosterone levels, but in my overall mood and stuff as well. So no more smoking weed for me. We don't really drink alcohol anymore either. And just with some basic kind of plant supplements we're working on it. So we'll definitely keep you guys updated on how things progress, but I think in a month from now, then we'll do a sperm test, and we'll keep doing sperm tests every month thereafter, just to kind of see what happens with it. But I think this is really useful for some of you if you're thinking about having kids and maybe you're having troubles. You know, some of this information could really be beneficial, but I think weed is definitely playing a role in it, and I think that will definitely make a big impact on my life in general. So
we're excited to see what happens.
We're excited to see what happens, and like I'm already starting to feel so much better. And so the first couple days after the surgery, I've just been laying in bed icing my balls. If you follow me on Instagram, you see the hashtag like green pea life. So just icing with the green peas. It's much better than icing with like a bag of ice, because the bag of ice tends to leak a lot of water and then it kind of gets all over the place, whereas with the green peas there's not as much of that. So just been taking it easy. Took a few Vicodins that I got from the doctor, which they've been really nice. And what was really cool is they actually put me under with fentanyl, which is a drug that's like 1,000 times stronger than heroin. So that was really interesting. I was completely under the entire time. I don't have any recollection of it, which was really nice, because it's a really awkward surgery. So when you get a vasectomy, they just give you a local kind of local anesthesia, and you're very aware of everything that's happening, like the pulling, the tugging, the smells, because they're cauterizing the tubes, the vas tubes. So it's very awkward and very kind of weird. But I was really glad that I was completely under and not conscious the entire time, which was really good. And it was about 3 hours that I was completely under.
He was really out of it.
I was really out of it when I came out of it, that's for sure. I didn't really want to record video at that time, as I'm sure you could probably understand.
Yeah.
Anyways, guys, we'll keep you guys updated. And like I've mentioned on a couple videos, I have to take a couple weeks off from doing any work on the garage. So don't be frustrated or upset that I'm not posting construction videos. I still want to post some videos that are non-construction related, so that you guys, just so that I'm just not posting anything. But just understand, the garage over there, it's still waiting for me to finish. And I think that's actually, a lot of this makes sense to me, because I've really been dragging my feet with this thing, and it should be pretty well finished by now. And there's still a lot of work to do, and I've just been kind of procrastinating and not as motivated. But yeah, I feel a lot better now just with a few of these supplements right now. So
with the tubes working.
With the tubes working too. Awesome, guys. Thanks so much for watching. We'll catch you on the next video. Talk to you soon. Peace.